welcome back to 843 TV. We are at Schiller and Hamilton Law Firm in Beaufort, and we're getting to know their wonderful attorneys here. And up next is David Bartholomew, who is a newbie on the team, right?
Absolutely. July will make a year for me.
Oh, wow. How about that? So let's talk about you a little bit.
Well, I'm originally from North Carolina. Went to Greensboro College, and while I was in Greensboro, my wife's family actually moved down to Beaufort. So we started coming down here. I think it was around 2007, 2008. We absolutely fell in love with the place. So the master plan was to make every move possible to get down here to Beaufort. So I went to Charleston School of Law with Kevin, actually. We graduated together. We ended up studying for the bar together. We moved down here 2017. He actually beat me down here by about 6 months. So
He hit the beach.
yeah, he hit the beach before I did. So anyway, came down here, bought our first home here in Beaufort, in downtown Beaufort. Actually opened up my own law firm. As soon as I passed the bar, I opened it up. Had my own law firm, solo practice on Carteret Street. At that point in time, I got out there in the community. I did the same thing Kevin did. You know, joined all these organizations, got out there, met people, hit the ground running, and it was wonderful. I fell in love with it. But then I found out I was actually having a baby, my first child, and an opportunity presented itself to work with the county as a public defender, and I absolutely loved it. I was doing all the municipal work here in Beaufort County. So I covered the town of Port Royal, the town of Bluffton, and the city of Beaufort. I did all their public defender cases. After that, as you can imagine, the caseload was relatively high, and talking with Kevin, got introduced to Bennett and fell in love with the place, fell in love with the culture. I realized that this was a place that I could give back to the community, work, actually help my clients out and do a good job for them. And at that point in time, Bennett did give me an offer to work with them.
Well, it's funny when Kevin mentioned that David might be interested in leaving the public defender's office. You know, I interviewed David and we talked a little bit, and he said that, one of the things that impressed me the most about this young man was that when I asked him why he was leaving the public defender's office, he said there were just too many cases and not enough time to do a great job for any particular one client. And that was overwhelming because, he feels like, he'd rather be able to handle a smaller number of cases so that he could do a better job for each one of those. And, when you're interviewing with an employer that is a for-profit business, to make that bold statement that you would rather work on fewer cases than more cases was pretty bold. But I understood where he was coming from. And we believe in quality over quantity, and there's some there's some law firms out there that generate substantially higher number of cases, and we tend to focus on helping individuals one at a time, and that was impressive with David. And so something interesting also about David is that he has decided to throw his hat in the ring for District 2 on County Council. But one of the things that amazes me about David, he's got this young family here in town. He's working really hard to build his practice within Schiller Hamilton Law Firm, but yet he's willing to throw his hat in the ring. So
Dave, let's hear about that. What drove you to want to do that?
Well,
what's that all about?
Well, as I mentioned, I actually have 2 children now. So I have a 2-year-old and I now have a 2-week-old. So they're actually the driving factor for it. I really want to get out there and give back to my community. I want to serve my community and make sure that we're making a better Beaufort that we can hand to our children for the next generation. I want to make sure that we preserve the natural beauty that's here, but I also want to make sure we manage the growth. I feel like that has not happened. I feel like the infrastructure and the traffic needs are not being addressed properly. That's one of the things I want to get in there and do. I don't want to kick something down the road for 10 years. I want to go ahead and tackle these issues now. And I think I can do that.
That's great.
And one of the things that David and I have talked about is that having a dog in the fight gives you a little different perspective.
Yeah.
So as most people know, personal injury attorneys like us, we handle things on a contingency fee basis, which gives us a dog in the fight. We're not just billing you, and then not really depending on the outcome of the case. Every one of our cases is solely dependent on how good a job we do. And I love having a dog in the race and or a dog in the fight, and what he brings to the table is he's got a young family here in town, and he wants to make sure that he preserves the quality of life here in Beaufort. So we encouraged David to run, and I was asked early on about finding someone to run in this district because I've been here for so long, and his name came to mind immediately, and I said, this is the right guy. and I think that he would do really well for this community. Obviously, I trust him. He's handling cases for this law firm, and he's just got great enthusiasm and work ethic, and so I'm very proud to have David as part of our team. He does all of our criminal defense and some family court work. So David, let me ask you this: when you do get elected, what are your goals?
Well, like I said, I really want to make sure that the people of District 2 and the county as a whole, their input is heard and reflected on county council.
Right.
Now, I feel like that's not happening now.
Right.
So that is the ultimate goal.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I'm sure we can talk all day about that part of the segment, and maybe we'll get to do that. But I think that what we've our goal today is to show that you really have a heart for this community, and the people that you hire do. And I just really wish you all the best for everything.
Yeah, I don't know if it kind of trickles down or trickles up. I get so inspired by these guys, but I think that maybe there's a combination of both. I think that I look for guys that are going to be willing to give back, and I think they look for a law firm that will allow them to take the time to go do that. So I think we're a good fit. And I think with Kevin and my law partner Joel Hamilton, we all have that same mentality. So.
And on that note, as you said before, whenever you give, you actually receive in return. Right. And so y'all are doing
better to give than it is to receive.
It is. So thanks for having us again. We can't wait to come back and hear about how things go on the county council with you.
And thank you for having me today.
Yes,
really
absolutely. And we thank you for watching this episode of 843 TV, where communities come to speak.